for X39?
My skin become younger, softer, firmer.
It's been really, really, really amazing.
I love X39 because it really helped reduce the inflammation in my knee. I can now run again. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Monday evening call. Gregory and Robin here up in Bozeman, Montana, saying hello to you wherever you may be.
And happy springtime. It's the season that inspired this call this evening. So we want to jump in, and I'm going to turn things over to Gregory and talk about springtime and what gets inspired at springtime. And so we're going to talk about how the law of the farm relates to life and to your business. So I'm going to let Gregory start out.
Yeah, thanks, honey. And it was a wake up for me. As many of you know, I'm a Covey fan. I fell in love with Covey before I fell in love with Robin. But there's definitely a connection there. Her being one of Stephen Covey's confidants and certified trainers. And when I started studying Covey's work back in the early 90s, I was just enthralled with it. I fell in love with the 7 Habits. And one of the trainings I came across that he did was called The Law of the Farm. And it was a video training. And when I watched it, I was blown away because it was such a perfect fit for our profession, network marketing. Because, you know, he talks about these natural processes, and, you know, all of us have, you know, planted something somewhere where you're planted, in a window box, maybe a small garden, maybe some of you have been farmers and planted a field. But, you know, whether we're planting, in a window box or a giant field, the law of the farm applies. And when he talked about the law of the farm, it clicked with me. Begin with the end in mind. I think, Robin, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Covey's 7 Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. But all farmers have the same goal. When they begin planting in the summer, their goal is the harvest in the fall, isn't it? They begin with the end in mind. So with that, every farmer knows in order to have a good harvest in the fall, you need to go ahead and tend to the soil. You need to prepare the soil. You need to whatever you need to do to your soil. Maybe you need to plow it, maybe you need to turn it, but you prepare the soil, then you plant the good seeds, and then what do? Then you have to nurture those seeds. You have to water and weed and take care of those seeds. And if you do all of that, some of those seeds are going to grow, and by God's grace, you're going to have abundant harvest in the fall. And I think that there was such a perfect analogy. Many times you've heard us talk about our proven plan of action was prepare, share, care, and enroll. Well, I got that from Stephen Covey, The Law of the Farm, because his prepare, plant, nurture, and harvest. And so, we were talking about, what we could do to celebrate springtime with all of you. And Robin came up with the idea, let's talk about the law of the farm. So I'm going to turn it over to you, darling, because you worked with him. I was inspired by him, and you were tutored by him. And so I'm just going to bow out, and I'll chime in here and there, because I just think this is such a perfect training. And Robin has so much to offer, having worked very closely with Stephen and taught the 7 Habits for a number of years every weekend. So over to you, darling.
No, thank you. And how fun that we connected on that level. It was really fun preparing for this, going through old Stephen Covey notes and quotes and remembering many things that he shared. And, there's social laws and there's natural laws. And, when you think about social laws and you think about school, I don't know what you were like, but me and Stephen Covey, even, we crammed, when you're in school and you wait till the end of the semester and then you read the summaries, those little yellow books, what were they called? I forget. And you try to cram and get it all done. And, some of us got by pretty well. But when you think about the natural laws of life and cramming to plant a farm, and if you don't do anything all summer, all spring, all summer, and then the fall comes along and you furiously plant the seeds and you're digging them up looking for the harvest. It doesn't work. The natural laws are true for planting seeds as they are for building a business, as they are for nurturing relationships. And as I was thinking about this Covey quote just kept coming up to me over and over and over again. And Stephen says, you can't talk your way out of a behavior that you worked your way into. And how many people want to try to do that? And so the same is true in business. When Gregory saw the beautiful analogy to building a business, we have to have fertile ground first. Well, what does that mean in our business to have fertile ground? And those of you that are, gardeners or farmers, we have a few farmers in our family, and we have an amazing garden. The most important part is the soil. That preparation phase, getting things ready. If the soil isn't nurturing, if the environment isn't supportive, people can't grow. And if you think of people as seeds, in order to have them grow, and my love of this business, as we call it, a greenhouse, a safe place for people to grow. Well, we need to have fertile ground there. We have to create an environment that supports people to be their best. And when you're growing, you're making mistakes, and that's a good thing. It's a healthy thing. And when you plant a lot of seeds, they're not all going to come up. When you're prospecting, you're not going to get everybody. And that's nature. Not every seed is going to germinate. Not every prospect's going to turn into something. And it's okay. But when you prepare the soil and you get yourself ready, and you do all the things necessary, and then you start reaching out to people. And in those, you're planting the seeds. Now, if you plant the seeds and expect them to produce immediately, what happens? You might get disappointed. It takes time. The laws of nature take time. It doesn't happen overnight. When you look at the healthy relationships in your life, it took time to nurture and develop those. It took truth telling. It took honesty. It took, being vulnerable and just learning and growing through the process and being honest with each other. It happens over time. It's not something that's instant. And it is fun. We live in this society where, you can order things and get them the next day. You can go through fast food lines. So we live in this culture where we have an expectation of immediate results. But when developing a business, and you hear about people in our business, they became an SPD in 21 days. You know what? It took them years and years and years to cultivate the relationships that created the kind of success they have. It nothing happens overnight. It takes time. So when we look at building our business and the law of the farm, so we're planting the seeds in fertile soil. Excuse me for a second, I got to clear. Okay. We're reaching out to the right kind of people. There's different kinds of seeds. There's the seeds that have been old, that are old and dried out, and the seeds that are young and fertile. There's the organic seeds and the not organic seeds. What kind of seeds do you want to plant? And that's when I talk to people about, what are the qualities and characteristics of the people you want in your business? So identify the kind of seeds you want, and then you plant them. Well, when you plant them, what do you need to do to take care of them, to nurture them, to support them? Seeds need sunshine. They need a healthy environment with nutrients. They need water. And that's part of our nurturing process that Gregory talked about earlier. It's when you're reaching out to people, you don't just let them hang. You stay connected. You develop that relationship. You pull out the weeds. When the seeds are growing, there's other things growing in there too that you don't want. So you want to weed them away. You want to get rid of the things that are interfering with things being successful with those seeds. And sometimes you might plant too many seeds. And can you take care of all those people? A lot of times people say, well, I'm going to, call 100 people a day. I'm going to send out 100 packages. Can you actually follow up with that many people and take that good a care of them? Be selective and take care of as many as you can take care of. And so it's really important to realize that, you know, the number matters too, not just the quality and the quantity. So as you've planted seeds and you're, you know, sending information to people and you're following up with them and you're sending more information and you're watering, the follow-up, the fortune and the friendship are in the follow-up. Those seeds grow up if they're in the right environment. You know, if there's too much sun or too much shade or too much water or not enough water or not enough nutrients, what does your prospect need to feel fed? How do you know? You ask. Some people need more information than others. Some people need less. I was one of those ones when Kai said, you know, this new product activates your own stem cells with your body's, you know, infrared heat. And I went, sign me up. I said, how fast can I get it? I mean, I was probably the easiest prospect ever. I think we all want people like me. I didn't have any questions. I just wanted it. And then there's other people that are going to take more time and nurturing. There's some plants. I don't know if any of you are into, oh, what's it called? Where you have to prune the plants. Honey, help me. The kind that Garrett has, the little trees, the little baby trees.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean.
Yep.
What is it? Oh, someone's going to tell me. Those little trees that you
Bonsai.
Bonsai. Thank you, Mike and Nancy. All
Thanks,
right.
Louis.
And
Luis.
Ravel, yes, exactly. I was gifted a bonsai tree for a gift last year, and then I looked at the instructions and I went, that ain't gonna happen. You know, some seeds require and plants require a lot more care. I kind of like low maintenance people in my business, not high maintenance people. And you know, I don't want the bonsais of the world. I want the ones that, you know, have initiative and are self-starters and they're wanting to learn and grow and they dig and they ask questions versus the ones that I have to really take care of all the time, because then you're really limited. So you're taking care of your people. You've created a wonderful, healthy environment where they feel safe to ask you anything, where they show up in our meetings and they feel comfortable. They feel part of the tribe. One of the gifts of, you know, the Tuesday night call or, you know, the Sunday night call is people get to meet the community and see if these are their peeps. You know, you want to plant seeds in a place where they're going to grow naturally and they're going to connect. And we're so blessed in our Live Younger community to have such a loving, accepting, warm community where people, if whether it's their first time or they've been around a while, they feel comfortable. They feel like, oh, this is a safe place. And then they get to grow and learn. And then we want to celebrate you. You know, we want to continue to nurture these seeds over time. Again, a business doesn't happen overnight. Are there overnight successes? It can happen, but typically it takes time. And over time, you know, Gregory and I have been in Lifeway 5.5 years, and we're doing really well. But it didn't start out that way. It took time. You know, in a binary, it takes a while to mature your organization to get those consistent binary bonuses. But once they start, oh my goodness. And then you got to take care of your people. You got to stay in touch with them. And so that's what the law of the farm is about. And then what happens? It's time for the harvest. You've created the safe, healthy environment. You've added all the nutrients, the water, the attention, the loving care, you know, at the level that they want it. And you continue to support them and answer questions and give information and, you know, prune things and weed things out. You know, weeding in our businesses, there's obstacles that happen. Things happen, things get in the way. You know, we have been through the pandemic together and we worked through it beautifully and we thrived through it. You know, so stuff happens in life and then the harvest comes. Well, isn't that the fun part? And it doesn't happen by itself. It happened because you took the time in the natural laws. You did not cram. You didn't expect things to change overnight. So that's what we wanted to share today about the law of the farm. What do you want to add, Henny?
Well, you know, we've all heard the old saying, which fits right with the law of the farm. You can't force a rose, right? You can't force the farm and you can't force your business either. you can't force your prospect to make a decision faster than they're ready. Our job is to provide enough information in a timely manner for them to make an informed decision. That means we're watering regularly, but as Robin said, not too much, not too little. You don't want to drown them, but you don't want them to dry up either, so you want to nurture those seeds. Don't plant an acre if you can only tend, a small garden, but tend your garden properly. So I just love this principle. And this ties into a foundational principle I encourage everyone to embrace, which is delayed gratification. It takes time. It takes attention. So continue planting, continue putting new seeds in, because some of those seeds you have in the ground, they're never going to grow. And every farmer knows that. And when we plant our garden in the spring, we put 4 or 5 seeds down the same hole, and then 1 or 2 will grow. If too many grow, we prune those ones out and we work with the strong ones. And that same process applies to your business. And again, it's delayed gratification. You can't force the rose, the farmer, your business. So I hope this has been meaningful for everyone.
Yeah, and it's true in relationships, it's true in life, it's true in our health. I mean, how many people said, well, this is the year I'm going to really do it health-wise? Well, it doesn't happen overnight. You make changes and you adapt to those changes. You start, like, I'm in recovery, as many people know, and I can finally, touch the top of my head. This is a really big deal for me to be able to touch. So I can't get into lifting weights yet. I have to take it in its natural process and not push it. My physical therapist says low and slow, Robin. I am going back to the gym this week, but I get to work my lower body. I get to do physical therapy on this part. I have to do some really gentle things. It's going to be a journey. And so as we're making changes, healthy changes in our food, adding hydration, increasing that, taking in, additional supplementation and moving our bodies and getting rest, going to bed earlier for some people like me, how you start your day, those things, it takes time. And it is kind of like X39, it's cumulative. And over time, you start to see the results, and they may be really subtle at first. Like you may kind of went, whoa, my posture is better, or wow, I can lift this and I couldn't do that before. So pay attention to the little things that are progress, and then they'll keep getting better and better and better. And so it's true in our relationships, with our family, with our friends, with our loved ones. It's true in our business. It's true in our health. It all follows the natural laws. Go ahead.
So I want to share one little diagram that many of you are familiar with. And this is from the original Getting Started guidebook that we created 4.5 years ago. Before we had a Live Younger Success website. It's a little bit obsolete, hasn't been updated in a year or two, but this is where I got this concept of prepare, share, care, enroll, which we called the proven plan of action. This is the law of the farm. Prepare, share, plant seeds, care, follow up, enroll. You enroll. So we always say, practice, teach, and learn these 4 simple steps, and the harvest will surely be yours. So with that being said, any other final comments?
I have one more Covey quote.
Okay, go for it.
Kind of relates to our work with habits, because Covey's famous book is called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But this kind of relates to the law of the farm and habits together. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny.
Wow.
I know, isn't that a great one? I have
We'll have
pages
to write that down, because I know people are going to say, could you say that again?
I have pages and pages of Covey quotes, and I've been having so much fun because, being with Stephen Covey for all those years, Covey quotes come out of me on a regular basis, and it's so fun to see them in print. And I had to print them out because it just reminds me of the richness and depth that I was blessed to have with working with him. Okay, so
we're going to move on to the next piece of what's going on in our business, and our Live Younger Manager Matching Bonus Program is still going strong. We've got 22%. We've got 22 new managers that have been registered. We talked to a number of people who said, oh, I've got a couple. They just haven't entered them in. These are the ones that have been entered into the online system. And if you're a new manager or you're a manager with a new manager, make sure you get with your upline director because they have access to our online registration system and get your name in there, because when we hit 100 of them, 100 new managers, and they're matching upline active managers, the program's over. So we're about 22% done, and I bet you we're closer to 30% done. We just have quite a few people haven't entered their names yet. We're just really excited with this program. I hope you are too.
And remember, you got to get the information to your upline director because they're the ones that have to fill out the form and get it to us. Okay?
Beautiful.
Great.
Okay. So, Robin, you want to touch briefly about the letter that went out today to some preferred customers?
I do. Okay. Last year, in the beginning of April, LifeWave launched a new customer program. It was the PC and PC Plus program. And the PC Plus program has an annual membership of $19.95. Well, the year is up for some of those people. So a letter went out and people have a choice. So it is an annual membership. If you are one, if you have preferred customers, preferred plus customers, and they have stayed consistent every month on their monthly subscription, the company will waive the annual renewal fee of $19.95. The company sends samples out once. So your first 6 months is when the samples go out, not during the renewal. Now, if let's say you want to stay on monthly subscription, but the other benefits of the PC Plus program, like getting rewarded for referrals and earning points to get products, or getting rewarded for consistency with gifts, or, you know, a variety of things that are available to you. And after 6 months, they give you more gifts. Then if you stay on monthly subscription, you can just become a regular PC and you don't need to put in the $19.95. If you don't want to pay the $19.95, this is for your customers. It's their choice. And they've been with us for a year. And they say, you know, I don't want any of those benefits. I just want to order whenever I want to order. That's fine too. And they get to order it on their own at their convenience, but they will be paying retail. So those are the different options available. And a letter has gone out to a lot of the customers. And if they have questions, they can call customer service or call. You should get educated on this yourself. And we've written up a separate letter, and I'm going to run it by just to confirm everything I've written is accurate, that you can send out to people. So if they have questions, this will help them understand whatever choices they have. So this is exciting. It's been a year old, and and it's going to keep getting better. The program's going to continue to get better, and your feedback is really appreciated. Okay.
So we'll get a letter out to you, and the company is also going to be sending some more clarifying information to everyone. So, so good to go. So what's next on our agenda here? We added last Thursday, Robin did a stellar job on network marketing. I helped a little bit, but she really carried the ball. Network marketing as a profession. And so if you didn't get a chance to watch that last Thursday morning, it's there. And we've just had the last 3 weeks, we've had some really good ones. You know, we had the previous week, we had Janet Kiefer and Barbara Larrabee doing the 10X mindset. And the previous week, Robin and I talked about the tax advantages of home-based business. And if you're filing taxes on April 15th and you haven't listened to that, I encourage you to do so, or at very least file an extension and listen to it, okay? Because there's a lot of advantage in having a home-based LifeWave business that just to be in pursuit of a profit that can work for you. So the rest of the things is just easy access. You know, Judy created a new words that work that a lot of people are loving to use. We have an updated getting started checklist. So there's some other things here for you. So the rest of the information here, this was from last week. We now have the final list of contest winners that are going to be going to Cancun. And so congratulations to all of them. We got the upcoming boot camp in the first U.S. boot camp in Houston, and Robin and I will be in attendance on May 3rd and 4th, and hope to see many of you there. And so that's kind of it, I think, for today's meeting. Anything else, Robin?
Yep. Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Oh, I should scroll down. Oh, the spin.
Got the spin.
Oh, we have the spin. Vibrant Living. So
Okay.
every week, we take all the people that entered a testimonial in Vibrant Living, and we add them to the spin. Robin adds them to the spin. She's going to do the spin in just a minute here. And the winner's going to get a free sleeve of what this week? What are we giving away this week?
I'll go into the drawer and pick it out.
Okay. And compliments of LifeWave. They gave us 20 sleeves, I think, of various products, 10 or 20, to give away each week. So thank you, Garrett and LifeWave, for providing this to us. And this week it's going to be SP6.
And for those of you that don't know much about this, I encourage you to go to the science section in Live Younger Success. And in the library under resources, there's a section called science, and read. I don't read a lot of the studies, but when you learn all the things that this does, it's amazing to strengthen organs. We've had people have, like, especially Barbara Larrabee, amazing results with, getting her kidney function back. And so liver, kidney, all kinds of different organs. It isn't just for, controlling cravings. It does much, much, much more. So I know a lot of our practitioners, especially Dr. Tom, it's one of his absolute favorites. So learn about it. And it's nice to control cravings too. That works. Okay. So I changed the colors. It's very pretty here.
Oh, look at that.
There's a little variety here. So we are going to do the spin. And when you share your story in Vibrant Living, you qualify to be on the spin. We have a lot more patches to give away. And it goes into the Vibrant Living page. And, if you're not sure about that one, ask your upline. But there's a short little video to watch. And there's hundreds and hundreds of stories in the guide section, and they're categorized. And you can do a search for knee story, back story, eye story, skin story, all kinds of stuff. Okay, and here we go. Ready? Drum roll, please.
Look at it
The
spin.
winner
Okay.
is
And Victoria Reed.
Victoria Reed. Yay, Victoria.
Congratulations, Victoria.
Yes, and Victoria is one of our beloved admins. We have a whole team of people behind the scenes that works every single day on your behalf to keep our Facebook pages clean, compliant, supportive, focused on what they're supposed to be focused on, which is LifeWave. So thank you, Victoria, and yay. Okay.
So Robin, how do people get to Vibrant Living if they haven't been there? I think it's right there in the newsletter, vibrantlivingfb.com.
That's it.
Yep.
You got it.
And a quick question I saw somebody asked in here. What if someone made manager in your group and you don't have a director? Everyone has an upline director. Okay. It might go all the way up to David Jumper, but I don't know. Everyone's got an upline director. If you don't know who your upline director is, ask someone in your up team or call customer service.
Or actually, you can actually reach out to us. If you're in Live Younger, I can find out for you.
Yeah. So that's Maureen. If you don't know, just reach out to Robin or to someone. You definitely have an upline director, I promise you.
I'd be happy to help you. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
that's
send me a
great.
private message. And Jen, you've got your hand up. Can you make Jen
And Casey asked a question. One of our customers got the letter. Yeah, a lot of customers got the letter. And sadly, the company didn't inform any of us. Okay. Surprise. So they're getting better at that. So I promise they're getting better at that there'll be advance notice to things like this. But they're being efficient, but not always as effective as they could be.
And I'm seeing a few other questions I want to respond to in the chat.
Go ahead.
Louise asked, where are the stories? If you go to vibrantliving.com, vibrantlivingfb.com, if you're in Vibrant Living, you go to the section called guides, and there's I think it's guide 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's hundreds of stories in there, hundreds of them. Okay, and Teresa said SB6 is good for sugar problems. Kira said any updated information about the May Bootcamp event details. We ask Garrett every week, and hopefully this Thursday we'll have specifics. We have a date, and we know it's in Houston. So if you're traveling to Houston, get yourself there, and very soon we will have the specifics as far as, what the location is. And we'll let you know as soon as we find out. Okay? And I think, okay, Darylyn, reach out to me and I will help you, okay? Find your upline. And you can also search from the top of the group page as well. Just enter the search terms there. Yeah, there is a search on the Facebook pages. And if you want to search for any kind of story about anything, just put whatever that is in there. Okay, and Eva said, looking for SP info, we'll be back shortly. Our website is temporarily, okay, we'll be back online. I will be able to help you, Eva. I saw that also, and then I went into an incognito window and I found it. So it is there. The science studies are available. Okay. And
Cool.
Adele, you have your hand up, but we don't have a way to have you speak. I hope you have said it. Someone above said PC Plus, do not repeat the free patches for 6 months. Okay, this is important. When you are enrolling a PC Plus, I really, really invite you to be very clear with them what the benefits are of the program, and to let them know they will get samples for their first 6 months only. It doesn't happen every year. It's their first 6 months. So we want to manage people's expectations. It's a huge, gift for people to get all those patches. And then on their 6 month, they get 2 whole sleeves of patches. They literally get hundreds of dollars worth of value. Okay, great. Well, I think we did it. And then tomorrow night, we have Dr. Shauna, and Michelle Niels is going to be hosting. And Dr. Shauna is a naturopath. She calls herself a medical detective. She's a very wise woman in many dimensions, and she was a very important part of Gregory's healing journey. So we're especially fond of this woman. She was a huge gift to us at a very, very difficult time, and we're very grateful. Okay, and
Alrighty. I think that's it. Everything else, the rest of the schedule's there, but there's no changes in the schedule.
Great.
So we will see you on one of the upcoming calls, and that'll be probably tomorrow night. So thanks, everybody. Have a blessed day and happy spring.
Happy springtime. And thank you all for my amazing birthday messages. Oh my gosh, I got showered, and I am now complete with my birthday. It was wonderful. It was amazing. Thank you, Gregory.
All
Bye.
right. Bye, everyone. Love you.